Yo. What is going on, guys? It's on a fantastic day. So, got some news that involves the top 10 of this draft. There is some rumors swirling on another team getting into that top 10 to get a quarterback and could affect the board of that draft going forward. This should be really interesting. Some more news on the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shakes coming to you guys with a video right now. So, yeah, there's a lot of news swirling. And as the days go on and on, close to the draft. We're in April now. It is draft month. Thank God. I felt like this month, it was getting here so slow at this point. Now, there is some news about the Tennessee Titans. Okay, the Tennessee Titans, rumors are swirling right now that they want to move up to the 3rd overall pick and trade with the Cardinals. And legit, this could happen. Taking the Cardinals out of the 3rd overall pick could really help the Eagles, because, you know, Will Anderson was slated to be picked there. Okay, but we'll get into that news in a couple minutes. But when I talk about the Tennessee Titans, they're getting rid of a lot of veterans. They haven't got rid of Kevin Byard yet. Jeffrey Simmons is still there. I mean, they have no offensive line right now. They signed Andre Dillard. I mean, it doesn't really add too much, but they need weapons. They need receivers. They're in dire need right now, and maybe they don't think that, you know, Malik Willis can really take over that team. I think that, you know, they have a new GM now, so it's a new GM being very aggressive to go get the quarterback that he wants, that, you know, they should probably go get. You know, not really giving Malik Willis too much time, I guess. Maybe it's just, you know, obviously that's the old GM, not the new GM, so maybe he doesn't like Malik Willis at all, but they've been getting rid of a lot of veteran players. If Tennessee's at the 11th overall pick, right behind us at 10, move up to the 3rd overall, this could change, adding a 5th team now to the top 10 that wants a quarterback. And when you look at, kind of what could happen here, okay, what can actually happen since Carolina has the 1st overall pick now? I mean, Houston will go another position. Arizona slated, you know, in a lot of mock drafts. I know we don't listen to it too much, but Will Anderson could have been the guy there. And I think Will Anderson might actually fall a little bit because of this little move if Tennessee gets this whole entire thing done. And when you look at other teams, I think Seattle could take him. I think Detroit could take him. I think Atlanta takes I think Vegas, I think the Raiders could take him. I think there'd be a team in there that's going to be like, damn, we had Will Anderson slated on our board. You know, we had him top on our board, but we didn't think we were going to be able to grab him. If we have a chance to grab him, let's go get him. So with the Chicago at 9, they need offensive linemen, defensive linemen. So the Eagles are sitting there at 10 right now in a pretty good neutral spot. I think it's a perfect spot for the Eagles. If he gets past 7, okay, I feel like if he gets past 6 of Detroit or 7 with the Raiders, I would say at least to 7 if he gets to the Raiders. I think you got to kind of move up a little bit. I think you got to jump and trade with the Rams or with Detroit. I think you got to try to trade or do something there. If that's what they want to do, if they have Will Anderson high on their board and that's a guy they are targeting, I think they move up and go get him. I don't think it would actually cost that much. Now, obviously, the Eagles, we're always looking for a trade back because we don't have any 4th, 5th, 6th round picks. If there is an absolute reason they can get Will Anderson, automatically your defensive line is going to be crazy good. Okay, Will Anderson would start opposite of Hassan Reddick. Ridiculous. It would be annihilation at this point. Okay, and trust me, like, if they made a move like this, obviously, for me, if I was to take 2 first-round picks and trade for a player, it will be Will Anderson, okay? But I wouldn't do it, okay? Because I feel like they need to draft 2 guys in the 1st round regardless, unless they want to move back and garner more picks. Obviously, the Cardinals will get a lot of picks for this year, some mid-rounders, and even next year they could get an extra 2nd, maybe a 1st-rounder for next year. So, obviously, under Jonathan Gannon, and, you know, we could want to maybe try to backtrack a little bit and garner more picks as a new head coach and try to get more players onto that team. So, Will Anderson could slide. He could slide. If he gets past Detroit, or if he gets past the Raiders, or I would try to trade up. Like I said, I don't know if the Eagles have Will Anderson high on their board. I don't think there's been a pre-draft visit yet. We still have some time before the draft. We still got a few weeks, so just give it more time. But I think realistically, this could actually happen now. I think adding a 5th team, getting a quarterback now is going to affect these other teams. Are like, damn, man, now other teams are going to have to try to trade up more. I mean, you never know what could happen here. So you could give this a legit shot that Will Anderson could be there. But like I said, any one of those teams right now, maybe not Detroit as much because they already kind of drafted that position already. I don't know if they would really hit that position again with Aiden Hutchinson already there, but I could definitely see the Bears. I could definitely see, the Raiders. There are teams there that could take Will Anderson, but if he passes Detroit or gets to Detroit, I would really try and move up and go get him if you have a chance. There might be a bigger chance to get him now than ever. And, things happen for a reason. Sometimes one move going, a team aggressively going to the top 10 changes everything. That board can go a totally different way that we would never figure out. So, like Atlanta, I think we'll go after a cornerback. I think for either Witherspoon or most likely Gonzalez. I mean, I think there are I think he might move a little bit down. He might go a little bit farther in the top 10 than maybe we think if Tennessee gets that done. Okay, if they don't get it done and the Cardinals don't want to trade back, then, I think the Cardinals should get more picks at the end of the day. I think they should. But yeah, this this could be pretty damn realistic, okay? So that's the news on Will Anderson, and obviously the Titans rumors, kind of swirling right now of where it could really help the Eagles at the end of the day, which would be awesome. Secondly, Darnell Washington. I know a lot of Eagles fans have been talking about him and what he could do, his catch radius. I mean, he looks like another wide receiver out there, dominating in the red zone, just a big threat. This I wouldn't keep off the table as well. If the Eagles don't want to get Bijan, they don't want to go after a running back early, they want to add another weapon as a first-round pick, you add Darnell Washington to your offense. Because really, when you look at it, Dallas Goedert's got what? 2 years left on his contract? No, 3 years left. He has no guaranteed money in 25, and 26 is voided, okay? After this year, so Dallas Goedert's a $3 million cap hit this year. $6.4 million. Sorry, $6.4 million cap hit. He is a $19 million cap hit next season and the season after that, which the Eagles are probably going to restructure him anyway. They'll save about $9.8 million on a restructure in 24, in 24, and then 25. If they want to restructure him again, they can restructure him for $8.7 million. They probably will, because he has no guaranteed money in 25 if he is here for another few years. We talk about the tight end room, Jack Stahl, Calcaterra. Those are nice rotational pieces for the Eagles. I think with Calcaterra, you have nice yak yards with him, probably our fastest, tight end out of the whole group, and he's becoming a pretty good blocker. I've been very fascinated by Grant Calcaterra, obviously another guy that played with Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma and then, transferred to SMU. And then you have obviously Jack Stahl that, was undrafted a couple years ago and really made his mark. I mean, he's a bigger tight end, not as fast, but has those reliable hands for the Eagles. And when Dallas Goedert was down, they would use double tight sets. They would use both Calcaterra and Jack Stahl. Or when Goedert's here, they always add those guys in, which is really nice to have some other guys behind Goedert. But why, if the Eagles want to take that second first-round pick and they say, you know what, let's go get a dominating tight end with that pick, instead of adding a running back, adding JSN from Ohio State as a first-round pick wide receiver. If they want to add another weapon to this offense, why not add Darnell Washington to your offense? Because I'm telling you right now, they'll use a lot of double tight end sets with that. And even if Goedert, needs a breather, or never know, this could be your next future guy in Philadelphia. There's really nothing promising behind him. I don't think Calcaterra can ever be a pure starter. I don't think Jack Stahl could be a pure starter. Tyree Jackson has been a project for the past couple of years, but the guy can't stay healthy. 6'7", good size. His hands haven't been great, but because he's been injured so much, it's really hard for me to say that Tyree Jackson really has a chance. But now what's in front of him at this point? And yeah, I think realistically, Darnell Washington could be a good pick for the Eagles. Now, they'll use the crap out of him. They'll use him a lot. I mean, don't worry about him not getting playing time. That man will get playing time. There is no doubt about it, and absolutely love it. I think I'm falling in love with it more and more every single day. If I said his name wrong before, I don't know why. I think I was saying something else. But, you say things before you think, and sometimes you're thinking about another player when you're not. Yeah, that just happens sometimes. But, yeah, Darnell Washington, I think it could be a realistic pick for the Eagles. Like I said, the first three picks, not 3 rounds, first 3 picks, I feel like they're getting 2 offensive players. It could be offensive line. It could be tight end. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It could be running back. Like I said, obviously I'm a big Bijan fan and would love him in Philadelphia. But if they feel like, you know what, let's add a running back in the 3rd round. Let's go get a Tank Bigsby, something Tank Bigsby or something like that. They can add another guy in the 3rd round, whatever they want to do. And they say, let's add a dominating tight end, and I think they'll be unstoppable. And I think they will. I think they would. There's no doubt about it. I've watched a lot of tape on Darnell. I think he's great, but, obviously your mind changes like month after month of what the Eagles could do in this draft as it gets closer, and I feel like anything's possible. I don't think as much they'll get a wide receiver in the 1st round. JSN is like the guy, and I don't think they really have that much interest in drafting a number one, another receiver in the 1st round. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. You still have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith for a while, but adding a number 3 wide receiver would be good, but I feel like they're going to give Quez Watkins more of a shot. But adding another tight end, I think depth at tight end is necessarily not a weakness, but you don't have another dominating player behind him, You don't have that guy. I think in 2017 the Eagles had a pretty good backup that year. Obviously it's been a while, so I forgot his name. But I feel like this could be realistic here. I think this could be very realistic with Darnell coming to Philadelphia, and it really wouldn't. It wouldn't say it would shock me, but at the same time I think it would, just because I wouldn't think they'd go in a direction with tight end that early. But to add, what extra weapon? Would you add an extra running back in the draft in the 1st round? Would you add an extra wide receiver? Or would you add an extra 1st round pick tight end? And I think the Eagles love tight ends, and I think they can utilize these guys perfectly. And you have them for 4 to 5 years, and that's the best thing. That's your future right there. They kind of pass the torch, depending on Goddard and what he does the next few years, and if they feel comfortable with obviously him staying in Philly for another extension, or they want to keep both of these guys kind of in the building, but having both of them at the same time, it's a pretty good team. It's going to be a good team up at tight end, I have to say. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Talked about the Titans, talked about how could it affect if they move up to the 3rd overall pick for the Cardinals. Will Anderson, could it affect that of him kind of rolling down the board a little bit? The Eagles could kind of pounce on it, pause, and make a trade up if they want. And obviously Darnell Washington being such a threat as he is, the best tight end in this draft, and man, him as a number 2 behind Goddard would be great. And still, people won't be a fan of it, but let me tell you, like, he'll get playing time. There's no doubt in my mind that man will get a lot of playing time. You're going to see what this guy could do. It's like having another receiver. The guy pinpoints the ball's catch radius. I mean, he's great. He's just fantastic. So, you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you lasted this long during the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well. Definitely check out the new draft hats from the Philly Shakedown Podcast merch in the description below. Definitely check out those pre-orders by April 14th if you guys want to get some stuff. They've been selling like crazy, but definitely let's see. Appreciate everybody that's been buying, and appreciate everybody that's been supporting the Philly Shakedown as well. So appreciate it so much, guys. You guys have a fantastic day. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.